You are watching Political Conversations.
Good evening and welcome to Political Conversations on Freedom Square TV. We are, as usual, reaching you from our Enugu studios. Of course, Enugu is the capital of the former Eastern Nigeria and former Central State. Of course, it's the capital of Southeast Nigeria. Today, we'll take a critical look at one of Nigeria's major political institutions, the People's Democratic Party, as it prepares for yet another defining moment, 2027 elections. What are the underlying issues? What challenges lie ahead? And what prospects exist for the party as Nigeria gradually moves towards another electoral cycle? These are the critical questions we'll be addressing today. Before we begin, let's do a background. National convention of a political party is not just a routine gathering. It is the heartbeat of party democracy. It is where leadership is elected, internal disputes are managed, party direction is shaped, and political alliances are either strengthened or tested. The People's Democratic Party, a convention has come and gone. And since losing power at the federal level in 2015, the PDP has experienced cycles of rebuilding, internal restructuring, and political repositioning. While the party remains the dominant force in several states, it continues to grapple with internal divisions amongst stakeholders, leadership tussles and zoning debates, questions of party discipline and loyalty, challenges of presenting a united front ahead of future elections, and of course, a mass defection from its fold to the APC. So the convention that just ended had produced a new crop of leaders throughout Nigeria, and one of them is here. So joining us is a respected legal practitioner and a key stakeholder within the party, former national editor of the PDP, former commissioner in Enugu State, former local government chairman, but today he stands as the brand new elected national vice chairman, Southeast of the PDP. Please join me in welcoming Barrister Ray Nnaji.
It's a pleasure. The only thing that you are quarreling with my title, Chief. I don't know why you failed to put that one.
Okay, Chief Barrister Ray Nnaji.
I'm eyeing the traditional institution of my community.
Okay.
By the grace of God, I will soon, my title will change to His Royal Highness, but it's when we have finished the politics.
Okay, let me even start on a very, very sad note, and that is to say, congratulations.
Thank you.
On your consensus nomination as the PDP National Vice Chairman.
Consensus election, not nomination.
Okay, election.
Yes, because the Electoral Act provided two options, direct primaries or consensus, and we choose consensus.
And then you were elected
consensually.
Okay. Okay, let's just throw the first question. What is your top priority for the zone within the next 12 months?
Yes.
It's not even 12 months. This is a March. 10 months.
Yes, we don't even have time. It's not going to reach 10 months. Because the election is actually starting from this month, the next month. But I must have to say, since we were elected on the 21st of March, I have not had meeting with my team. And as a result of that, I will not come out to say this is what we are going to do, but our major interest is to unite the party and reorganize the party, rejuvenate it to the extent that it has to be very ready for any election. Because we are not happy that our mandate were taken away and given to some people, a party that did not deserve it. So we are going to work very hard towards reclaiming our mandate. That is major mandate aspiration we have. By the time we hold our inaugural meeting and come out as a team, we will now marshal out our agenda for the Southeast. That is what we have at stake. Not quite long we will hold our inaugural meeting and we'll come out with our, as a team. Because anything I'm saying now, I'm saying as an individual, which is not even proper. You know, so I will come out. We will come out with our own agenda on how we are going to reposition the zone, because the zone actually that was formerly dominated by the party is now an offer. The party has not even a single state. We have lost all. The last one we are holding was actually given away to APC that they didn't labor for it.
I like that. It was given to APC that didn't labor for it. But even though you are yet to hold your inaugural meeting, as National Vice Chairman Southeast, you must have some ideas.
I said it.
Yeah, I'm coming. So those ideas, I will start one. What will be your specific actionable steps to reconciling the factions within the Southeast zone of the party? Because whether you agree or not, they're factionalized.
No, using the word faction is not proper. There's some dissenting voices. There's some people who are aggrieved. Yes, they are aggrieved, my members, because by the decision of the Court of Appeal that actually said this is the group that have been recognized by law, and of which the INEC should deal with that group, which incidentally is our own group, and that is why we did our convention. The previous convention done has been nullified by the court. Therefore, there is nothing like faction. Descending voices, which is allowed, even in family, you can have it. Aggrieved members, we will reach out to them to come on into the fold. But if they continue to insist that they're existing independent of ours, I think they are not telling themselves the truth. The earlier they have reconciled and they reorganize and they accept the fact that we are now in charge, the better, because we are not going to chase anybody away. Our doors are open. We are going to give them opportunity to come in and see how we are going to accommodate them. They are still our members.
Okay, Ray, you know, this is a familiar stuff. Interviewing you is always light because sometimes you even want to take the questions from the anchor. But whether you agree or not, your party is grappling with mass defection. When I mean mass defection, if you take Enugu for example, the PDP in Enugu State, from the governor to House of Assembly, to National Assembly, to entire party structure collapsed. And so, what is your strategy before you even meet? What are you thinking? How to do what? How to manage these people who are remaining? I remember you called those who defected as people who have skeletons in their cupboards. What do you mean by that?
Yes, you understand that it's very unfortunate that one should leave his house because the rat came into the house, or there is a strange object. Instead of you to fight and remove those strange objects and still remain in your house. So people who run away from the party that had made them is very unfortunate. People should see them as people who are not serious. Because if you are serious, you should remember that under rain, under sunshine, this party made you. You ought not to have run away. That's why I've even condemned some people who have even run away to ADC and the rest of them. It's because we have crisis within ourselves. That's why we should actually be decamping. We ought not to have defected. What we have to do, our major this is to make our party viable. By the time we make it viable, it becomes attractive. And God willing, we have a credible leadership that will galvanize the support of the people. PDP is a household name. People love us. They want us to come back. Because there's nothing APC has offered that has actually made the people to think of having them as an alternative. Initially, when they came in 2015, we were thinking that there would be a change. But we find out that it was a very big mistake and a very terrible change, of which the people want PDP because people knew the life their lifestyle and the cost of living when they were with PDP. And then now, you know, it's something that people were just, if not because of this crisis, I don't think we would have been sweating to see if we are going to galvanize support. But because of the crisis, but luckily for us, in every crisis PDP had had in the past, it makes us stronger. You look at the history. Any prior crisis we have makes us stronger. That's why the fact that some group went to sprinkle. At the end of the day, they will find out. I saw a picture today where Makinde, who is in pillar of the other group, having a very cordial talk with the yes week, the leader of our group.
His friend. His friend before.
But you have to agree to disagree. There's no permanent friend and no.
So how will you and their team ensure Southeast supports this move despite past disappointments?
No, we have been actually yearning for this zoning, if not because of the problem we have in 2023, whereby our past governor was part of the problem, because there were the members of the zoning committee that actually through the challenge, the contest open for whoever that's supposed to. They ought to have micro-zoned into the Southeast. Now the zoning has come to the South. The Southeast will be yearning to make sure that they produce the candidate for the election. It is a very good offer if they can now narrow it to the Southeast. But the party has not micro-zoned it. The only thing that they have said South. So whoever comes out from the South is qualified to contest. But I must have to tell you, by the grace of God, by the time we see people who are interested in the post, because it's too early now to want to start saying this is what we are going to do. Until we see people who are interested in the post, then we will now start to talk on our possibility and our chances.
Okay. Now, about state and Enugu states, you lost ground seriously in those two states. They are now under APC control. How do you intend to restore power from APC back to PDP in these two states?
No, what we are saying is that governor actually does not make the people. It's the people that determine what. If you know the history of, if you have not forgotten so quickly, the tsunami we have in 2023, that we managed to escape in Enugu, Labour would have actually, Labour that has no identifiable office before that point, would actually rattle the PDP that had governor. So the same story can still be told again. The only thing is that we look for credible candidates. We now galvanize the party to make sure that the party is very strong and ready to work and ready to produce credible candidates. Once you produce a popular candidate and very credible, the mere fact that the APC has the governor and the rest of them has nothing to do, because you can find out that I'm sorry I'm mentioning the name. Some Labour, how many positions did the PDP have? With the last election made us minority in order, apart from governor. Apart from governor, made us minority all over. That's to tell you it is power lies with the people. So what we are going to do is that we are going to make sure that we get closer to the people and get the people convinced why they should vote us in. That we are the better, having tested the better party, having tested the other side. Because Igbo said, why no dinner about man? They have tested us, they have tested the APC, and by the time we will come out with our choice of candidates, they'll find out that they have no option than to make sure that we are in, the voters in. And we're going to work hard. It's not going to be easy. We know quite well. Because some of those people in the APC are members of the PDP before they left. So they equally are not, they are not even people you can trust. Because they are feeble. If in as much as they can move without even a very serious issue, which means they cannot even be trusted by the people.
At the point when former members joined APC in a place like Enugu State, PDP then was in a sort of crisis. And so people felt, well, let's move where the bandwagon is moving. And there are very young men and old women in your community, in my community, and other communities who have voted PDP all these years and they're a little bit confused. What kind of grassroots movements do you think that people will put in place to bring them back? Because you see, when the head is cut, the tail begins to dance anyhow. So when the head left PDP, young men and women who had always voted umbrella came rudderless. There was no leadership. Now there's a leadership. And firmly under control in the Southeast, under your watch.
Yes, you know quite well that in certain areas they have some principles that guide them. In certain areas where you have zoning, if you don't respect that zoning principle, no matter how popular the other person is, it will be very difficult for you to sell it. If or her, if for instance that the party decide to go in, we are going to look into taking all these things into consideration. In a situation whereby a particular area has actually produced candidates that had gone for election 1, 2, 3 times, or once or twice, and for the other zone to take it up, you now, out of sentiment, decide to take another person, or even the same person from that particular area. It causes problem. No matter how popular that person is, if you choose from that person, that particular area that's supposed to produce the zoning favors, you find out that the other person will find it difficult to win. So we are going to look into how to get popular candidates who are sellable to the people. If you don't get people who are sellable to the people, it will be very difficult for you to sell the person. So this is a game we know all the while, and we cannot use out of sentiment to decide to say, no, it must be this because we like the person's face or the person has been contributing to the growth of the party. No, so many things we have to be put into consideration to make sure that, we are going into this fight as an opposition party. And once you are going into the fight as an opposition party, you don't need to make mistakes. Because the ruling party will definitely make mistakes. We know quite well. They are too popular. They are too many. And by the time the primaries is over, most of them will be disenchanted. And we feel so bad. And before you know it, most of them will start looking for another platform. That is the point.
Are you a prophet of doom?
I'm not a prophet of anything. But I must have to tell you, we have seen it times without number. We started this game for almost 30 years or more, which if we are somebody at this level does not have opportunity of predicting certain things that will happen politically, it all means that he has not learned anything. And I believe that by the grace of God, we will do what the tsunami that has actually took place in 2023.
Okay.
We still have to repeat it. It must have to repeat itself.
Okay. Money politics. For far too long, the PDP had enjoyed financial freedom. Began as a 5-0 in the Southeast. All the states at the beginning were PDP. Gradually, I think Imo left. Rocha took Imo.
No, not Imo. It was Anambra that left first.
Okay, it's Anambra did.
Yes,
after
Gige.
Okay, after
Gige, Peter Obi came in.
Then
yes,
and then Rochas left.
And yes, no,
okay.
not
that is Imo. Imo left.
No, that is it through Hakim. It was Hakim before Rochas.
Hakim was in which party?
It's a PPA.
Okay.
That's Ojo Zakalo's party. So that was the party that took Imo first.
Okay.
Before Rochas came in, took it with Apuga, and later they became one of the people that formed the APC.
Now, the point I'm trying to make is about the financial sustainability of the PDP now, because you and I are aware that you've enjoyed financial freedom all this time, particularly in Enugu State. So now that you're in no position, without a government, without a senator, without a member of the House of Reps, without a member of the House of Assembly, how do you think that the PDP, not only in this Enugu State, but in this zone, will survive financially?
No, it's not difficult for you to find out the solution to it if you are a student of history of what happened in 2023. Most of those candidates that ran for Labour were borrowed money from people. They don't even have the money to buy the form. But eventually they won the election. Many of them, which you know, minority party that has no identifiable office as at that point in time, managed to turn the majority party.
The contest
managed to turn the majority party into a minority.
The contest and time may not be the same.
No, what I'm trying to tell you that what happened in 2023 will definitely repeat itself. So we are not looking at money. It's not as if we're underrating that aspect. It's very important. But we must have to tell you that by the time we have credible candidates, you find people helping them out, coming to help those candidates. You know? And that is what actually happened in Labour. When you have credible candidates as against unpopular candidates, you have little work to do. Though we will not underrate anybody, being the fact that we are opposition.
Okay, for over 25 years or more, Chief Barrister Naji has been a party loyalist. How has that experience shaped you to the role you are now today as the National Vice Chairman Southeast? And how do you intend to use these years of experience in PDP to continue to bring the younger ones together and say, look, I've been here long enough. This is the party to be?
Yes, you know quite well that, like Elias said, when people are rushing to APC and the rest, I said, no, I'm a founding member of this party. I cannot leave. And incidentally, luckily for me, I have second address. That is the most important aspect. When I was national auditor of this party, when we were in power, our national chairman then, later Awudo, may his soul rest perfectly, used to remind us that there is need for you to have alternative address. If you have alternative address, you cannot go begging anybody to help you come into any situation. Since we party lost some grants and the rest of them, we dusted our alternative address and made sure that we don't go cap in hand begging anybody. And as a result of that, it has actually shown the credibility and the integrity one has. And as a result of that, being the fact that I'm the head of affairs now, we will use it to let the people know that money is important, but not actually. You must make sure that your credibility, your integrity, and what have you towards the people are very, very solid. To the extent that people can trust their confidence in you. And I must have to tell you that it's because the other party has not been able to do wonderfully well. That is the reason why. Because if they have been performing, it would have been difficult for the opposition. What would they say? What would they use as a campaign slogan, strategy? But we have too many things. When the time comes, we will open our mouth and say it and tell people what actually the ruling party has failed to do, how their life has been messed up. People will now have a serious thinking and go into the field to make sure that there will be positive change, not the change we witnessed in 2015.
Some people feel, even though you are relatively much younger, a lot of people feel that there are a lot of old brigades in the PDP and that they're holding the PDP down. And if, for example, you are still as youthful as you are, even though you're a chief, have been in the party for the past 25 years or more, people are asking that you should give way to younger, fresher voices. But if people like you are still holding on to power, how will you convince the young ones there's a chance for them up there?
No, we know quite well that we have not too young to run bill law. And we know quite well that experience is not something you go to the market and purchase. You know, we are not trying to block anybody. We are taking this position not because we want to block anybody. The young ones are there, left for them like most of us learn through somebody. Incidentally, when I entered politics I entered politics early, though I wasn't majorly into the politics. As at the time there was MPP, MPN. I wasn't in politics, but I was part and parcel of practicing the political uh, thing as at that time. I was a presiding officer. I was collecting agent. There was a time they after voting, you come to a central area. They will bring all the result. You from there you count in that central area. I was a counting clerk. We count the votes as at that time. It is a very big hall. They will bring all the votes there. You'll be there. They will assign you sitting. You count and give you out your result. From there, I became a presiding officer. It was after my university experience, after my campus, that I came into full-time politics. That was why I became local government chairman in 1997. And incidentally, unfortunately, Abacha died after a year and 3 months. And most of us, the entire structure was dissolved by Absalam Abubakar. And all of them left, all of us left. So incidentally, after a while, we came back again. So what we are saying in the effect is that experience is not something one purchases. It comes with time. As at the 1993, when in short, I was among those delegates that voted MK Abiola and King Gibe in Bukuru Jos. That was SDP. You know, that was the time they practiced two political parties, NRC, SDP. I was a delegate. We went to Bukuru Jos, where we voted MK Abiola. And I contested Assistant National Auditor. Yes, in 1993. Where my brother, we were at the Sheraton with Abiola and the rest of the Antonio Anina and the rest. My brother, Senator Ken Namani, came. I was happy. He contested treasurer. I failed. He failed. You know. But instead of him, because I just finished youth service in 1992, I was thinking he would have been encouraging me as somebody who just said, they said you just finished your youth service last year and you are contesting national position. You are too ambitious. The thing they wanted to discourage me, I said, I decided to leave from where I was sitting with him. I said, this man is cannot help me out. You know, incidentally, he was in the same election with me. One man from Anambra, I've forgotten, Odunze. Won Odunze won the national treasurer. And the contested assistant national auditor. Then Opayemi Bamidele, who incidentally was my classmate in West of Benin. He was the PA to Yochai, because as at then Yochai was the Senate president. He now told me, look, it's not that you fail is the problem. That the main fact that you had an opportunity, you are going to use it in future. Not quite long, 4 years after I became local government chairman. I said, look at what Payami told me. So it is left for you as a young man to sit down and study. You study some people and learn how to do it. Some people want to just come into the arena and want to become leader. It's not possible. Politics, that is why most often, when you get a young one and put in position like this, you will find it difficult for him, the person, to know his right from his left. And that was even one of the reasons why I criticized the governor initially, where he appointed Sullivan's son, daughter, and Kurimado's son as commissioners. So he's just trivializing the whole thing. It's not as if it's too big a position, but at least you must have to allow the person to learn the rope, so that by the time he grows up, you know, he will now be a better politician. Therefore, it is not good for you to say the old ones to stay clear without teaching the younger ones. Because how do the younger ones learn? You can't, it's not what you go to book and read. You discover it in the field. You know? So that is the point. So the old ones should not be jettisoned or disregarded or told to be out of the picture. They should be there to lecture the young ones. The problem is that when you are old in the system and decide to block the younger ones from growing, that is where the problem lies.
Okay, 2023 elections, even the PDP, like you pointed out, must have learned a lesson in failing. They must have learned a lesson in failing.
Yes.
Because in 2023, in Enugu and in most southeast, the PDP got a bashing for their money.
Yes.
And Labour sprang up. So, what lessons did you learn from them? And how will you ensure that that thing does not happen in 2027?
It will not happen to us. We are not the one fearing. We are he who is down fears no fall. It's the person who is ruling that we are afraid of trying to lose. Because we are going to galvanize for support of the people. We are going to make sure that we work tirelessly, because fighting an incumbent is not an easy job. You must have to know that. It's not an easy job, no matter how weak the incumbent is. And as a result of that, that is why you must have to look for credible candidate that will come out to give the people a better choice. You know, to give the people a better choice. Because most especially if the incumbent is the one that has given a lot of gaps, that people are looking for certain things to fill those gaps. It will not be so difficult, but we will prepare. You know, in a match like football match, when your opponent is coming, you prepare very well. If you come out and find out that it's not as hard as you expected, you will just coast home with enough victory that will be gladdened to you. So we are not trying to say that our opponent will be weak, but we will, like I earlier said, we will look for credible candidate, popular candidate, where the people will now be yearning to go at. So, you know, there are voter apathy, but there's candidate you will produce. People will decide to come out to vote. There's certain people you produce, people will not be in their home sleeping. I said, no. What am I going there to do? I'm going there to waste my time. That is the point. This is what our cardinal point. We must work and make sure that the person we are bringing out to face the ruling party is somebody who is very credible. People who are credible.
Chieftaincy matters.
Not only that, I was special.
I'm going to ask you a question based on the chieftaincy matter.
Go ahead.
In Enugu.
Yes.
And that meant at that point you had leverage over traditional institutions.
Exactly.
So,
and that is why I'm even aspiring to be one.
I am asking that.
I'm aspiring to be one. I've won them in the High Court. They are in Court of Appeal.
Okay.
So that's why I said, but you know, until I finish my politics, I will do like other people. Ezudo in particular.
So will the chieftains be voting for you, or the English until you finish?
Don't worry. It is what I knew quite well, that since they are now using legal means to prevent me from being, is it to my advantage?
Okay, so
yes, it is to my advantage.
It will be a prolonged campaign.
I don't know. It is left for them, because I've won them for High Court. They have gone to Court of Appeal.
Okay.
So if they succeed in Court of Appeal, I may even go to Supreme Court. So that is the point. So,
okay, I'm just wondering how you're going to leverage this year traditional leadership for political mobilization.
That's what I'm saying. You know, political leadership has not come. You know, it's something in the future. I'm not using any political leadership to galvanize any support. It's not what we are doing now is politics. And I must have to tell you that we will work hard to make sure that the people believe in us. Once people believe in you and decide that you are the one to go in there, no, the job is virtually won. No, but once people did not believe in you, though people are afraid that the ruling party is making effort to manipulate the system. But like Mbako said, we will be awake. We will not be sleeping. It is only when you are sleeping that they can manipulate the system against you. But if you are awake, it will not be possible. Because I know that the ruling party is just trying to concentrate on how to manipulate the system. You know? So you can only do it when you are popular. If you do it, you know, I don't know whether you know the story of Omoboriowo, Ondo State, where he manipulated the system, and he ended up in Lagos as the governor of Ondo.
You want the people to vote for PDP
Yes.
again and again and again,
Again.
because the people never voted at the PDP in the first place.
They never voted at the PDP.
Okay,
Yes.
less at the governorship level. Now, as you look onto this screen, a lot of Indian women are watching you, other people of Southeast. Tell me why the Southeast should vote for PDP in 2027.
The reason being the fact that they have seen us before now. PDP has been in power from 1999 to recently last year, when our mandate was taken over. APC that didn't deserve it, that didn't labor for it. And the APC itself, people cannot say it is Uhuru. They have actually come home to laugh. People are gnashing teeth, feeling so bad, to the extent that if they have opportunity of coming to say one or two things, if not a situation whereby at the end of the day, the result that was in the field does not count, it's not going to be difficult. Like I said, if APC had been doing very well, obviously I would have entered APC for a long time. There have been people lobbying and the rest of it. But I find out that the PDP has been a better party that has actually helped the people. We have too many things. How much do you buy fuel now? How much do you buy fuel? What's the cost of living? So many things. But this is not time for campaign. We don't need to open a Pandora box whereby we let people know what we have on ground. But I must have to tell you, these few things I just touched, there are too many of them. That when we say it, people will say, yes, it is true. And they have tasted the life of their own life. They know their life during the time of PDP. So the comparison, the difference is very big. The gap is very, very big. It's not something that if they have actually been doing well, like I said, it will be very difficult for you to sell or talk against them. So we know quite well that the game will be easier, but we will prepare that it will be too hard. But if we find out that it's easier, God has actually answered our prayers. But the only thing is that we are pleading with them. They should concentrate in coming to the field and allow the people to speak. Not a situation where after people speaking, they will not shift the post when the game is on. We don't shift the goalpost when the game is on. And that is the major plan of the ruling party, because they have the power, they have the money. But we have the people. That is why it's called People's Democratic Party. People. It is the party that is owned by the people. People owns us. And we are going to run to the people and say, look, we have come to you people. Incidentally, we made a mistake in 2015. Very sorry. We are going to apologize. Nobody is above mistake. But incidentally, give us another opportunity. We will not fumble again. That is what we will let the people know. Nobody is above mistake. So by the time we get it across to the people, they will now at least give us second chance. And when they give us second chance, we will not, they will see the difference between what they are witnessing in the APC government and the PDP.
Okay, last word for your party's members across the Southeast. Can you motivate them?
Yes, we can motivate them. We are going to motivate them, because how we are going to motivate them is what any little resources we have, we will make sure that people are happy with. Not a situation whereby you have some greedy politicians, when you get the little resources, they will get it among themselves and they don't make it available to the people. We will make sure that, notwithstanding that we are not in power, the little we will have, we will bring it across to the people. Let them see and let them know. We'll be so transparent. This is what is brought to you people. Not a situation whereby they will bring many, you will give them few. We cannot do that. And once we make the people have confidence in us, to the fact that we have a little and we're bringing it out for them to see, they know that when we have many, that many will equally come to them. So we are going to work very hard to galvanize support from the southeast, and make sure that by the grace of God, we will now make sure that the ruling party is a thing of the past.
Okay.
In 2027.
How many people are jostling for the office of the governor under your party?
No, I cannot categorically say it now. And then it is dangerous for you to pinpoint and say this person is coming out. Not until when they started buying form. It is by the time the person buy form, fill it and submit, then you now know how many people that are coming for it. Anybody can be aspiring. Some people can say they are coming for governor. Not until the form is out. You obtain the form, fill it and submit. Then we cannot say categorically that these are a number of people coming out for governorship. I cannot say it now because the sale of form has not started. Expression of interest has not started. So what we are doing is e-registration, which actually we have gone far with that. And a lot of people are identifying with us, notwithstanding the crisis we have.
I know you've heard about the Southeast State Governors, what they call the Governors Forum.
Yes.
And this will be my last question. And the Southeast Governors Forum, they've been in existence for a long time.
Yes.
Many see them as just a backslapping group. Many see them as they come to do jamboree once in a while, because they say, what have they achieved all these years? They can point to where there's connectivity, there's a connecting road to all the states, there's railway, there's commerce is integrated. They say the South Governors Forum had no role. Somebody said except to prescribe their,
that's what I wanted to say. The major.
You should talk. He said the only thing they have achieved is to prescribe
IPOB.
So what is your take on the Southeast Governors Forum?
That's what I'm saying. I was saying that it is an assemblage of people who want to actually once in a while entertain themselves, exchange pleasantries, and has not actually shown any tangible achievement in the Southeast, apart from prescribing the IPOB, which, they did it out of, out of fear. They are not courageous enough, because if they are courageous enough, there are so many associations that have not been prescribed. They ought not to have done that. And any time they talk, they say it was the people that actually started it. You prescribed the IPOB. So what is our own take? They are not in existence. So it's a jamboree of governors that actually come together to exchange pleasantries and then discuss things that will favor themselves. That's what not the zone, because I have not seen anything done by the Southeast Governors Forum that you can pinpoint and say this is what they have done. Not seen any. If you have seen, you can please help me out.
Okay, Chief Barrister Ray Naji, brand new National Vice Chairman, Southeast of the PDP,
the great party of Nigeria.
It's been actually a pleasure having you on Political Conversations.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I'm sure when you
to drag me to this place.
I'm sure when you conclude your inaugural meetings, and then you now have a focus, you now have a mission, you now have plans, and you find the time.
Yes, to come roll it out. Yes,
to now tell the people
exactly. That is our
what their plans are.
Yes.
Until then, thank you so very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
I wish you quick recovery.
From
wish you quick recovery.
It's just like a football match.
Okay.
So when a player has a minor injury,
okay, he gets better soon.
He gets better.
Okay, so to our viewers, we want to thank you for being a part of this evening program. It's been quite lively and entertaining. It's always a delight to talk to Chief Barrister Ray Naji.
It's a pleasure.
And we do hope you join us same time next week.
No problem.
Have a good evening.